we've done that before. I mean, Nicole has been great with him, and she's helped him develop trust in me, because he got to the point where I'd stick my hand out to pet him, and he backed off. He would back away, and he wouldn't come. So
Which one?
Marley, my Marley. And that's when we started working, Nicole and I started working on that too, where I would throw some of the training things to get him to feel comfortable coming to me, where I'd just nonchalantly throw a treat away.
Okay.
And he'd get it. And then I did the 2-finger thing, where he would come, he'd want another treat. He'd have to come to me. I wouldn't go to him. So that he got used to coming to me automatically.
Long line.
It's what?
A long line.
It's a long line.
No, you use a long line. Maybe they go up to like. Let me make sure.
Now they might get into it if they're both going after something.
I just want to make sure I have my dog locked up securely.
Oh, they hear your dog. Yeah. Sometimes I'm afraid when a dog walks by and the two of them are going at it, about, they're barking at that dog, that they're going to turn on each other.
Nope.
Because they turned on each other just standing here the other day. I think she went to go get on the bed, and he didn't want her on the bed, and he snapped at her. And then they were off, and this is what they did to me.
Okay. And you want to see my notes? Part of them?
Yeah, you tell me what you said.
And you said you're some kind of director, or you're
I was the artistic director, but the producer. I was the theater producer.
Wow. You want one? Can you do sit? Nope. Nope. Smelling doesn't get it. Yes. Good. Did they teach you about the marker words? Yes, no, and good.
Yes, we did do that.
Do you use them?
I do.
Properly, with good
Maybe
timing.
not. I don't know.
Okay. I mean, I wish I could see the Zoom meeting. Do you record them?
I probably have the recordings.
Oh, I'd love to see them.
I can share them with you.
Okay. And what do they charge you?
Oh, now they charge you for like a 6-week package.
Okay.
We did that, we finished with that, and they didn't feel like they got the result. After I started working with the behaviorists who really understood the nature of a village dog, or a dog like Marley, who kind of is a street dog, and is bred, the breed is kind of a street dog. She actually said to the company, Lalo, she said, I don't think we're training this dog properly, given the kind of dog he is. And so they did a whole other 6-week session for free with me. Now I pay $60 a month, I think, $66 a month, and I get, not only do I get Nicole for a kind of a practice session for half an hour every week, I can text her, and we riddle questions back and forth to each other all the time. And Marley hears her voice, and he's ready. It's like he's ready to work.
It should be, or he should feel like that.
Yeah, he hears her voice, or he sees her on Zoom, and he changes. His attitude changes. Yeah, and he knows it's time to work.
I think I just sent you the notes.
Oh, great! I'm gonna get my glasses. And look at her; she'll just lay down.
Yeah, and I'm gonna try and explain, what you should be doing instead of what you have been doing.
I think the thing that's not gonna work for me, that Nicole said I would have introduced. If I'd known you were bringing her home, I would have had you introduce them differently. Not doing letting them go in the backyard, letting them go in the house alone.
And how do they walk on walks?
I don't walk them.
You can't, or you're afraid to?
I think he'll take me flying, and he just hasn't. He was great when Murphy was alive. He would just stay with her. Now he just wants to drag me everywhere. And if he saw another dog, I'd be gone. And you see, I'm not a big person.
And what kind of leash do you have?
I've had a variety of them. I don't know how you feel about him. Nicole is not a fan of the gentle leader. I am. I used it on Murphy, and she stopped pulling me the minute she figured it out. Because they don't, it's like a bit on a horse. They don't like being pulled
Yeah,
sideways.
but what happens when you don't have that gentle leader?
She would pull me.
So that you really didn't teach them anything.
No, I think you're right. I think I was taking it in the moment.
Yeah, just go get a flat
yeah, so
leash.
he has a harness.
Nope, just a
And
leash.
He
I
also,
just want a leash.
And he also has a martingale.
I just want a leash.
Okay. He ate through so many leashes that for probably the first year I used a metal leash because he chewed through them.
Okay. And we'll get one for both of them.
Okay, I'll get his. And I don't leash them together or leash them at the same time.
Right, you can go get one for him.
Okay. And I feel like when I have two dogs or one dog on a leash and one not, he feels really threatened when he's not loose.
Okay.
So I've never tried putting them both on a leash at the same time. Come on, Iris. Come on, Iris. Come on, big girl. I mean, look at her head. It's big and scary. And it's interesting. I thought it was just him, but he was just over here. Smokey, the dog next door, comes to play, for an hour every day when Shanti's gone for the day. She brought she brought Smokey over without Marley out here in the mix to just introduce Smokey to Iris. He was so intimidated by her, he snapped at her, and then she was off and running. So it's not just him.
Well, I'm just gonna.
Come here, Iris. Iris, here.
Hey.
Iris, come.
Let's go this way. Nope. Thank you.
I mean, I think on her own, she's a pretty well-behaved dog. Marley, not so much. I walked Iris for a little bit yesterday on her leash, and she did great.
What I'm here to tell you, or maybe I can demonstrate, they need a stable, someone that they feel like is a stable leader. Someone that can bring them through anything and they can look up to feel like they can be safe with that person.
Got it.
So as far as the leash, thank you. You ever ride a horse?
Occasionally.
I mean, imagine this is a horse, but there's only one ring.
Yeah, right.
So if I want to start going, my hand is going to shake and say, let's go. Nope. Hey, nope. Thank you. Nope. Thank you. My hand is going to tug the leash. Hey, nope. Go. Good. Let's stop. Ready?
I mean, I think no is a perfectly acceptable word, for a dog.
Well, if you're doing pure positive, no, just stand up here and watch. If you're doing pure positive training with no corrections, it's only half the equation. It's like giving you have a child, you'll teach him how to drive.
Right.
He knows the rules of the road, he goes out and speeds.
Right.
And doesn't get a ticket. Policeman just hey, slow down. What's the deterrent for next time?
Right.
So he wanted to go, I just said no with the leash. Are you ready? Let's go. Let's stop. Let's go.
It's okay, Iris. Stay here. Iris, come here.
I think you can let the leash go.
You what?
You can let the leash go.
Oh, okay.
So they need to know the end of the boundary of the leash. If they don't know what to do, if you don't give them the opportunity to hit the end of the leash constantly, they'll never know until you teach them that lesson. Oh, you're going to follow me, aren't you? Nope. So most people, they use the leash to restrain the dog. I use it to lead them. If you're not leading them, they know you're not leading them, and I call that the highway analogy, where they're just gonna, where's my trees? They just know where you're going, they're gonna jump right ahead of you. Oh, I know where we're gonna go, and start walking.
Right.
So just like teaching a child how to drive, you don't put them on the highway to drive, you go in a parking lot.
Right.
So you only go a couple of steps one way, then you would stop. Then you teach him how to, do a parallel turn or whatever.
Right.
Very good.
Yeah, the big old 3-point turn.
Wait, hey, no. Let's do little circles. Good. Good. Very good.
Look at, he's watching you for his cues.
Good girl. Let's go. Very good. So everything he does that I
Nope,
want him
Marley,
to.
nope.
No, listen to me. Everything I'm asking for and he does, I let him know by saying good. Nope. 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 Thank you. So when he stops for me doing that, I have to acknowledge that he stopped and I say thank you.
Uh-huh.
So I instantly give him information when he's doing good and when he's doing something I don't want.
Yeah. Mine's usually just good, good, good.
Add the yes.
Yes.
Because yes means, can you sit? Oh, I need my treat for this one. Yeah. And do you, if you follow YouTube links,
Mm-hmm.
oh good. Ready? Sit. Yes. You understand the concept of clicker training.
Oh, yeah.
It would be equivalent to a click. You sit, yes, come get your reward. Sit. Good. Good means keep on doing what you're doing. Good. Good. Yes. Good. Ready? Sit. Good. Yes. Good boy.
I know, Iris.
Good. Good. Yes. Good boy.
Yes means, yeah, keep doing what you were doing.
No, good means.
I mean, yeah, but yes means what?
Yes means he's done what I wanted. Come get your reward.
Okay, got it.
So
Got
I'm
it.
teaching him the marker words that he's going to pick up real quick. It's up to you to start utilizing them the proper way.
Got it.
So again, sit. Good. Good. Yes. Good job. So that would be allowing him to come to me, saying yes. Sit. Good. Break. Yes. So when you bring them to the stations, do you have a command when you bring them?
No, he's going with me on the leash. No. We just walk to our stations.
Oh, and are they having fun when they do this?
Yeah, he is having fun. He likes, because he knows when he gets to a tree, there's 3 trees, he knows he's going to get a treat when he gets there.
And how long have you been doing that?
About a month.
No change?
Well, he gets closer to the car, but he doesn't get in it.
Which one? That one?
This one.
Let's go. That'll. Okay. Ready? Oh. Down. Nope. Down. Good. Nope. Made a mistake. This is the boundary. Okay. Sit. Good. Down. Nope. Down. You need help? Down. Here. Come on. Good. 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 Nope. You sit. Come on.
I mean, do you think that this is the way he's either been trained or trained in a different way is affecting why he's aggressive towards her?
Give me a second. Good. No, it's part of the conversation we had
Yeah.
where you said, who's getting aggressive with who?
He's getting aggressive with her and then she reacts.
Okay, when you told me that she would roll over and submit,
She used to when she first came here.
and when you saw that he didn't ease up. You weren't there to protect him.
Hmm.
So now he's going to take it on his own to not submit anymore.
She isn't. Right. Because she was submitting and he was still playing with her.
Which one was getting aggressive?
Him.
And this was the one who was submitting in the beginning.
No. It was Iris. When she first came here 2 weeks ago, they were playing around here and she would get on the bed and he'd come over and play and she'd roll over on her back and
Okay.
and let him play. And then, she'd turn back over. What happens with him is when she doesn't want to play anymore, he won't stop.
Okay.
And he's still trying to play, and if he does it too much and gets too in her face, she puts her big paw over his face and he gets aggressive because he feels trapped.
All right, now before that happens, you're going to have, going back to having a leash on, you're going to have a leash on just so you can start saying no to smaller things.
So it doesn't progress.
Yes. You're knocking down a whole bunch of small no's with a whole bunch of no's that will create a molehill.
Yeah, because I really haven't left them alone. Without me, I don't leave them alone anymore because, this is what's happened.
And in the notes, I'll have some more of it. But in the notes, it will be just practicing with one of them at a time because you're separating them now, right?
Yeah, and when I have to really, like I never leave them at home together.
Okay.
She's in her crate, and thankfully she's well crate trained.
Okay.
So she's in her crate in the bedroom. But what he does is he goes and lays on the bed. He wants to be in the room with her.
Yeah, but you need to be that referee. As soon as he does something, that's inappropriate, you could say no.
And I understand that that's gonna. I understand that that's gonna take time, and it could
not
take,
that much. As soon as you change, they change.
Yeah, because what Layla was telling me is that when they bring a foster into the situation, when Nicole brings a foster into the situation, she doesn't introduce them sometimes for weeks, and I can't live like that.
You have to learn the body language and be able to say no and give a correction. Sometimes you have to correct a thought.
Yeah, because I can see it forming.
Yeah, and if she can't explain that in a Zoom call, don't listen to them anymore. Come here, buddy. But they need a firm leader, someone they feel protected by. So if they felt like you were going to control the situation when they were together, they would know what to do and what not to do.
So, I mean, part of what you're saying too is, and I'll read the notes, what you're saying too is, not leaving them alone when they're engaging like this out in the yard. So, and I picked up, part of the problem in the beginning was I had toys everywhere, and they played tug of war for fun, and then it was like I said, it's like my brothers when they were little. One would just punch a little too hard and they'd get in a fight.
See what I just did? He looked like he wanted to, engage and play. I just gave him a little tug and said no.
Yeah, because in the beginning they were fine, but then the play with the toys got too rough.
Yeah, and
and then it was out of my control.
I think this is a product of you not saying no when it needed to be.
Yeah, I kind of let them work it out themselves, and it doesn't work.
Oh no! I'm not gonna beat you up. I just said no to what you did. Let's go. There's nothing else after that. I just objected to him biting the leash in a way that no one ever did before.
I mean, I do say no to him. I also think, I don't have the, in me that I'm the alpha, that I'm the boss.
It doesn't have to be an alpha. It's remember when we were kids and we would wet the towel and whip?
Snap it.
That's the whip. That's the motion you have to give with the dog being at the very end of the leash.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a little pop, but the better you do with the timing, the less harsh you have to be.
Mm-hmm.
So again, if I start them off with something like, let's go, they're starting to understand what that pressure means and how to relieve it.
Uh-huh.
I'm going this way. call it what you want, but I'm establishing myself as a leader because I'm having them go where I want to go.
Right. You're in the lead, literally.
Yeah. Anytime they want to jump ahead of me, I could just change direction. So there's a little tug on the leash because he doesn't know. Go this way. Good. I'm gonna go to the left.
I mean, the other training I had with my other dog was when she'd start to pull me, I just stop. And she.
Well, I mean, depending on what the dog is and what you've been trying, there's all different things I would
But none of it ever worked for me.
And I have no problem recording everything I do because if somebody wants to criticize or tell me something better, I'm all for it.
Right, right.
But who do you see, publishing their training?
Right, and when you see success.
Yeah. And again, I don't really need to look at the dog. I'm just playing follow the leader with the leash. So there's hand pumps and finger pumps. And again, if I want to stop them, it's when we're out driving. When you want to make a signal, you put your signal on to let everybody know where you're going.
Right, right.
Once the dogs know what to do, how to relieve the pressure, then you can start telling them, okay, like that last turn, I was letting him know I'm going to make a left turn. Now I name what it is I'm going to do.
So you're really that's when you're tugging or using
I'm guiding them into
right.
the position I want them
right.
to go.
Right.
So here I'm going to go and make the left again. Tug, tug to slow him down. Tug, tug to pull me. Tyler Muto, figure eights. There's a follow me portion. Good. And there's a yield to me portion where they have to yield to you.
Uh-huh.
Yield. Good. And follow. Yield. I'm stopping. Let's go. Does it look like they're waiting for instruction? Which way am I going? Yeah.
Yeah, because Marley will race right past me and keep on going.
They didn't know what to do or what not to do.
Right.
So anything, I mean, we know that they like to walk. Let's go. And they want to interact with you. I could, we used to call it the crazy man, but it's follow the leader. So once they understand how to follow me, let's stop. I give that signal, let's stop, or I'm going to make a right turn, left turn, okay, before I give you that signal with the leash, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But they need the repetitions in knowing what left and right is.
Uh-huh.
So I used to walk around with 10, 12 dogs with the leash over my shoulder, not handling any leash.
Wow.
I'd get to a curb, I'd stop, I'd say left turn, and half of them would look to the left knowing what left meant.
Wow. What do you do when you're out on, like if I'm out, a lot of people have dogs, and I see that
Fire
there's
drill.
a dog coming towards us.
Fire drill. When I'm walking those 10, 12 dogs in the city of Beacon, I wasn't hiding, but what I would do with them, come on, let's show them.
Because I just turn and go in another direction.
But when you do it, you're probably in a panic.
I'm a little tense, yeah.
Fire drill.
I'm anxious.
So fire drill, just like the kids, they practice the fire drill over and over again. So, when an actual fire happens, they know what to do without thinking.
Right, right.
So here, let's go. Where you at? Somebody's slagging. Circle left. Nope. Yeah, you gotta come. I know it's hot. Good boy. Good girl. Ready? Circle left. Good boy. Good girl. Yeah, you did good. Ready? Circle left. Good. So whatever dog is lagging, the boy, I understand where he's at, so I might be giving a little pulse, telling him to catch up.
I see. Uh-huh.
Let's go. Circle up.
Yep.
Good.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Circle up. Good. So if I were doing that and I rewarded them after each time I did that, when I did that out when I needed it, they would just expect, oh, that's that dance step that we practice
Right.
over and over and over
Right,
again.
right.
And you could do that without tensing up on the leash or doing anything different.
Because going in a different direction and not going right at that dog is the right thing to do, isn't it?
It depends on the dog and your situation. With you having two, I would say do the about face turn and go a different direction.
Right.
But the more you get them to understand to follow what the leash is telling you, the better it's going to be in the long run.
And you don't know what the other dog's going to do. What if
No,
the
you
other
don't.
dog decides to lunge at them?
Well, that's
all
why
of
I'm
a sudden?
saying I'd be walking around with, and they weren't all my dogs.
Yeah, right, right.
So sometimes I'd be really trapped, and okay, right turn. I get them in between two parked cars. And all I would do was, if they were all in individual leashes over my shoulder, all I would do was kind of, hey,
yank the whole pack of
Yes.
leashes. Yeah.
So whatever one has tension, that's the one that's feel it the most. So any dog that's going to come by and I see them at the end of the leash, if I have control of my dogs, I'll just go and walk in an arc.
Make a wide berth.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're not leading them, they're going to go, okay, I don't know, or mom's going to get nervous. And then what happens? You're going to get nervous. They're going to feel your heart rate, racing. And then once they understand, okay, we do this or we do that, that dog goes away, mom goes away. Now mom's heart rate goes down. Oh, we did our job.
Right.
So they need a calm, competent leader. I hate to quote Caesar Milan, but that's it in a nutshell.
Yeah. Right.
Let's go. Nope, let's go.
I mean, what I've started to do in the morning, since Monday morning was the day that happened,
Okay.
because I literally had pried them apart. They were going to kill each other. And somebody was going to end up shredded. And after that, in the morning, because Marley has a ton of energy in the morning, and he's got that puppy ADD where he doesn't take no from her. He doesn't get the signals. And it's me. He's got to get a signal from me. So what I've been doing the last few mornings just to diffuse the whole thing is I let him out first, leave her in her, she sleeps in her crate. I sleep, he sleeps on my bed, but we're all there together.
Okay.
She's very quiet in the morning. He gets up, he wants to go out. I let him out, he does his business. I bring him back in, I put him in the den. Then I let her out. I let her do her business. While she's out here, I put their meals together, their breakfast together. She eats in the den, he eats in the kitchen. Because the first time they ate together, I put her on the opposite side of the kitchen.
Does this actually get too hot in the summer?
It might.
You never felt it?
Well, no, it really hasn't. Because I've been out here barefoot in the summer and it hasn't been a problem.
Standing still? Nope. Thank you.
Maybe.
I would check on it.
I usually water it down once a day.
Why? Because it got too hot?
Well, the heat rises anyway,
Yeah.
so I like.
I would just check the temperature when you're out here. Or do they have
I think
shade?
it might be too warm for them.
With direct sun, probably.
Yeah, they have a dog door, so they can always come inside.
Yeah.
The door's always open.
So just don't. I wouldn't leave them out here where they couldn't get back in. If
Oh
this
yeah,
got
they
too hot.
always have the door.
But
Either
you
that or they're inside.
You got plenty of shade.
But yeah, and they'll especially that tree. They'll go lay under this cherry
Okay.
all the time. Marley laid there all summer last summer. But when I fed them together, I fed them on opposite sides of the kitchen, and she didn't even look at his bowl or him. She just walked past his back, and he turned around and snapped at her.
Okay. And what I'm really gonna need you to do, if it's gonna be hard to do, you're gonna have to forget about the past. I mean, when you think about where the dog came from and that whole story, that's keeping that dog in that past.
Yeah. Well, it's like being in a new relationship. You can't base the new relationship on the old one.
No, but in their instance, we want to teach them how to
Be in this world.
exist in our world.
Yeah, to be in this world. Yeah.
And they're dogs, and people want to. They're so stuck on the pure positive side of things without correcting a dog.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know how many times I corrected your dog.
Yeah,
but it was
Laylo
appropriate.
is really more about the positive, not about no. But I say no. I mean, was always a big
Everything
one.
I do is positive until it needs a
Until you need to put
correction.
them, yeah. Until you need to correct
After
them.
they're taught what to do. I mean, my motto, depending on what shirt I have, is more direction, less correction. So it's not fair to correct someone if they don't know.
They don't know what the correct way is.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's your job to teach them. And in the notes I was saying, I think in the beginning, I want you to direct them to do this, 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 and this, but having fun doing it.
Direct them to sit down, place.
Yep.
What's place?
Place, do they have a cot that they can go?
I mean, I've
or,
tried it.
No, a place would be a bed with a training
go
cot.
to your place.
Yeah,
I've
training.
always said go to your bed.
Well,
She's
that's
really
fine.
good at it. He's not as good at it, but he does know go to your bed. I mean, now the beds are all, she ate.
Well, now you have to add, did they mention the 3 Ds?
What is
Duration, distraction, and distance.
that? Mm-mm.
So if they know how to go to place, now you want to teach them, you stay in your place until you hear release word.
Right. I did that for a while with him.
No, go back to basics.
Okay.
Go back to basics. And again, with the 3 Ds, once they understand that you're going to do it, you're going to ask them to do it longer. You're going to ask them to stay there with you further away. And then there's distractions. So I get I'm dancing around with a puppy or a dog that wants to come to greet me. And I'm pretty much, patting my chest, everything except calling the dog off. But the dog has learned, I didn't hear the release word. I have to stay there.
So the 3 Ds are?
Duration, distraction, and distance. I mean, I can send you a lot of links that, like the marker word system, you would have to practice that and understand the importance of it. Dogs pick it up very, very quickly. Very quick. And it's clarity. It brings clarity. Because I'm only using, three one-syllable words. Yes, no, and good. Or maybe nope.
Nope. Yeah, I've used nope. He knows nope. And he knows
Well, I meet so many people that have been saying no and getting frustrated saying no. It's hard to say no. When you're saying, it's hard to say nope when you're frustrated.
Yeah.
So I instruct them to say nope.
Yeah.
So in the beginning, I just had the dog look at me and I give an expression. Nope.
Nope.
Nope. Especially if I have food. I'm telling him, hey, I know what you want, but if you want it, jumping on me, that won't get it.
Yeah, right.
And pawing at me, that won't get it. Smelling, nope, that won't get it. But you sit down, yes. And then I mark that behavior.
Got it. Yeah, got it.
So if they understand what yes means, yes, I did something you like.
Yeah.
Just like the clicker.
Yes, and I have done yes with him. I mean, to give that kind of positive reinforcement, and yes is the word. It's simple, it's direct, it's one syllable, they get it.
Now, how many, if you think about when you're training, how many other words are you adding in your?
Well, I had to really back off on that because I was confusing him.
Oh, yeah.
I would change from one word to another word. To me, they all meant the same thing.
No.
He needed one word for that action.
Well, you can, it's like the stations you're telling me you're doing. That's so like, okay, it's a kindergarten and you keep bringing that kindergarten back to that same class every semester.
Every year. Yeah, right.
Give me something
Can't get out of kindergarten.
Yeah. So you have to add something to it. So, you want to get a good foundation and then add on to it.
Yeah, and I've been he started with 2 stations. Now we have a station where once he got comfortable with that, now we go past the car, we turn around, we come past the car again. And honestly, when I have to get him, when he has to go to the vet or we have to go to the city.
Well, don't forget, before I leave, I want to walk him out by the car.
Well, and I've picked up all the toys and I've picked up all the treats. If they have to, because she'll steal a treat and she'll steal a toy immediately from
Only
it.
if you allow it. Again, go back
That's what I mean. I haven't stopped it before it happened.
Put that leash on. And again, before things happen, like the fire drill, one at a time, because you're separating them now, just walk one around and say no to anything that you want to object to. Doesn't have to be big. Just anything.
To the one on the leash.
Well, you're only having one out at a time now anyway.
I get it. Yeah, right.
So
when everybody calms down after breakfast, when Marley's kind of calmed down, after he's had his, his trazodone, and he stops being completely wacko bananas, then I let them come out and lay out here in the sun or whatever, which they love, and I sit here.
Okay. Well, I want you to put time into having them on a leash so you can say no to little things.
Yeah.
Like, do they know what leave it means?
Yeah. Well, he did. Now I stopped working on that. I went on to something else, and now he's forgotten leave it. I don't know about Iris. I don't know her well enough to know.
Very, very simple. If you have a leash on.
Yeah.
I mean, you could if you.
So if they're laying here and I see one of them start to go a little too aggressively at the other, and they're both got their leashes on, but the leashes are just laying on the ground.
You say no from here.
Yeah.
Because your no has started to develop with the leash on prior to coming out here. Make sense?
Yeah. But I have to work with them each separately before I let that happen.
It's not going to take more. Not going to take long.
I see.
Once you change, once they see you change, they will change. So if you're walking around the house, and I would bait them, if you are they counter surfers at all?
She is.
Oh, great.
He actually
No.
Set
them up. Put things where they normally, you wouldn't have them, just so you can say no. Set them up so, different scenarios.
Yeah, so, I let her, I didn't realize she'd left the den, and she went into the living room, and within 5 minutes when I realized she was gone, she ate a pillow in the living room.
No, I can leave a plate of food and go to the bathroom, wash my hands, come back, it's still there.
Yeah, not her, man.
No, go back to the fire drill, practice before you need it. So you can set that little scenario up over and over with different areas, because wherever you're teaching it in one area, you want to generalize it in one room, another room, front yard, backyard, as much as possible. So don't stay stuck on that one, like the station drill. Add to it. Always add to it. Always challenge it. Once they get this part of the puzzle, now you add something else.
So how do you think the day should begin with them? How do you...
I already told you. One at a time. They're like separated, but they're on one at a time on a leash.
But on a leash.
Now set things up. You could have anything. Set things up.
On the verge of being aggressive with each other, but you're saying that I can retrain that.
Oh yeah, I mean, you said it before. You let them try and figure it out on their own.
I did.
Does that sound like a leader?
No.
There you go. If you were the leader, chances are you would not have had that problem.
Yeah, because they didn't have that problem with Iris and any other dog.
I mean, even a good dog, any good dog that you bring in, on a leash. Absolutely on a leash, for that reason, so you can start establishing no means no, instead of getting frustrated after they do something bad, which you could have prevented having them on a leash.
And should I not let Smokey come over? Like Smokey came over, and
Who's that? The cat?
No, the dog next door. Who's Marley's buddy. They play great together. I put Marley inside. I let Smokey come over to meet Iris, and they sniffed each other and did the kind of cautious thing, and she turned her big fat head, and he's smaller, and and then she engages. And I've never seen Smokey's never done that with Marley, but now 2 dogs have felt threatened by her, and she's done really nothing but just be there,
But what did she do initially?
Well, she let him sniff her, and she sniffed his butt, and he sniffed her butt, but she's got that big head and those big paws, and the minute she encroached a little too much, he snapped.
The other dog? I would have to see why the other dog snapped. I mean, that would have to be, some kind of guidance on the other dog, to be honest with you.
Well, I figure I should just leave Smokey out of the equation while I get these 2 acclimated.
Or, I mean, are they meeting through the fence?
Well, Smokey will sit in his yard and they all bark at each other, yeah.
Okay. I mean, if you come out even with a leash on out here and you have a treat pouch, they get excited with the other dog, and then you just recall them. I mean, do they have a good recall?
I think Smokey does, but I don't know that he would for me. But his owner comes with him. You know.
Yeah, I mean, regardless, because if you had a long line, you let them go over, let them investigate, and then you call the dog over, and if he doesn't come over, you reel them in, and then you give them a high value reward. Say, good boy, good girl.
And you're saying a longer line than a leash, even.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They go up to like 40 foot.
Yeah, I have that.
Yeah, and you let them go to the end. You bring them in. After calling them, you give them a reward. And then you let them go back out to do what they want. And that's how you're teaching
recall?
Yes.
Is on the long line?
Yep. Yep.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, because you don't want to be able to, or you don't want to call the dog and not be able to enforce that come.
Right.
So it's going to be a win-win.
Right.
Hey, I see you over there. You're distracted, but come. You come here. Good girl, good boy. Yeah. And then you give them a reward. Good boy, good girl. Now go back and do it again. It's a win-win.
Yeah, got it.
All they got to do is come back.
Yeah, because if they're not on a line, if they don't
you
come
can't
back,
enforce it.
Then what? Yeah, if they don't come back, then there's no consequence.
Nope. But again, it's not really a consequence. We're just showing them a preferred way.
This
it's going to get you.
Done.
Well, no, it's going to get you something good. Hey, come, Premack principle. You have to do something a little undesirable to get what you want, but they don't know that yet. But you have to teach them. Hey, I'm calling you. No, I don't want to come right now. No, come here. Look what I got. Look what I got. Oh, $50 for a kid. Oh, really?
I'll come for
thank
that.
you. Now go back and play. Okay.
Yeah.
And now you do that a couple times. Hey, Junior, come. $50?
Yeah.
I'm running back.
Right.
But, and that's kind of how you think of it. You start from somewhere and build up.
And I can do that. I mean, I can't do it with both of them. It's too much. But I can leave her in the house and bring him out here and work those exercises. And then put him in the house and bring her out here and work those exercises.
Yep. And then after a week, just bring him out with, both of them with a leash.
And yeah, for a couple of weeks, I just do that, and then I can.
No, after a week.
After a week. Oh my goodness.
A week of just walking, each one separately on a leash.
Great.
Setting things up, saying no. Now you're establishing yourself as a leader. You're not being harsh to them. You're not overly correcting them. You're just gradually showing them what no means.
Yeah, I mean, when I said to Nicole, if I had not introduced them right away, how long can it take for them for us to be at a point where I can introduce them to each other? And she said, weeks, it can be months. And I thought, that's not sustainable.
If you knew leadership skills, immediately.
Yeah.
I mean, I get a lot of dogs that come to me that have a whole bunch of problems, and a lot of the times they never see the problems because they're coming to a leader.
Got it. Yeah. No, I see I absolutely understand.
Yeah, so I try to make learning fun.
Yeah.
The pure positive crowd. How do I get the dogs who want to interact with me?
Right.
Pure positive, entertainment.
Right.
Treats, food, just like them.
Yeah, right.
Nothing different.
Right.
Except, I'll start immediately. Nope.
No, I know. I mean, I'm roasting. I'm getting ahead. I get it. I mean, that makes perfect sense. I mean, I think all of those things are eminently doable for me. I mean, I feel like that's...
Well, like I said, I have to develop a script so you can start telling them what to do.
Absolutely.
But then very easy is, you just went off on the wrong track with the pure positive crowd.
Yeah, and I don't know Iris. And I know she's been shuttled back and forth between two different foster homes. So she's never really kind of gotten her place.
Still hasn't found a leader that made her feel comfortable.
No, not at all. Not at all. And they've tried to teach her things like sit and down.
And what, you have a cat in the house?
I do.
How are they with the cat?
Well, Marley thinks that's like the toy you pull that he can chase.
Now, does a cat interact or let
the cat kind of will sometimes like lounge up here and lay an arm over and tease Marley.
Okay.
But my money's on her. She's very scrappy, and she's an indoor-outdoor cat. If Marley's not engaging with the cat, Iris will walk right past her and not even blink.
Cat's dominant.
Yeah,
The cat's dominant.
no, she'll lay on the dining room table, and if Iris gets too close or Marley does, she just takes a whap
She's
at him.
dominant.
Yeah, they know it. That cat knows what she's doing.
And doesn't have to be aggressive or, hey, the cat has their number.
Yeah,
You just have to get their number.
yeah, she hisses once and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
she does have their number.
Your training they would probably tell you, don't do that. I mean, many years ago, I tried to go to like PetSmart and all of those places, and they have a questionnaire. And none of them would hire me because I would say no to a dog.
Really?
Yes. Yep. Because they have a script that you have to go by.
Yeah, Lalo does not believe in any kind of negative, and I don't think of it as negative. I just think of it as training.
Common sense.
Yeah.
You teach them correctly, but once you teach them correctly, if they don't do it or they refuse to do it or choose not to do it, there has to be a consequence.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I completely agree with you.
Yeah, so I mean, almost every dog I meet, I'm constantly correcting them, and I have to remind people, yeah, I'm correcting your dog. But yeah, I guess so. Because a correction is it's like if you went along through life thinking that, okay, 2 + 2 is 5, and I come along and I say, no, 2 + 2 is 4, and then you go back and you find, oh, thank you, you corrected me after all this time.
Now I know.
Yeah. So I come in with clarity, which makes sense to the dog, and they, okay, I understand. Nope. Nope. Hey, are you here? Nope.
I don't know if he's out there.
Nope. Just say nope.
Nope.
Don't
Nope.
yell. Don't yell.
Nope. 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 Yeah, there's another dog coming. Nope. Nope. Yeah, he's paying zero attention to me.
Yeah,
Nope.
I wouldn't expect to. I mean, if there wasn't another dog there, yes.
Look at him.
Thank you. Even your presence coming over to them, that should be enough to stop them. So if it was, the barking, I want to kind of like acknowledge, all right, what are you barking at? Sometimes it might be me coming over. Okay, I see it too, but that's okay. It's not a threat.
There are times when it's okay.
Yes. And and you could be thinking, okay, thank you for telling me somebody walked by.
Right.
But they're not a threat.
Nope. Nope. Yeah, see, she immediately said, okay, you're coming over. Nope. It's the car. You stay there, Iris.
You can't enforce that.
Yeah, right. I'm going to close the door on Iris.
Okay. Yeah, so a lot of times we're lying. Is that the door?
We can go out this door. I usually take him out the front door.
So there's a lot of times that people are lying to the dog by saying the wrong things.
Yeah, I mean, how many times have I watched a video on myself where I'm just saying, I might try to say the same thing 6 different ways. Well, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Let's go, come on, here we go. Those 3 different things are not going to mean anything to him.
Nope. 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 Going back to basics with the manners. Just like coming out of the crate, you have to wait.
I mean, I think manners are a big deal with a dog. I wouldn't let if somebody comes
Just
through the
like
front door,
Yeah.
I wouldn't let my kid jump on the
No.
person who comes through the front door. Why would I let my dog do that?
One of my best analogies was a couple months ago for Thanksgiving. Imagine having a child come over, didn't have any manners whatsoever. You have the kitchen table filled with food, and a child comes over, takes his coat off, and dives into the table. Everyone's going to stop them and say, no, this is how we do it.
Right.
Any particular car or just the white
That one. Well, I think it's probably any car, but that's the one he gets into. That's my daughter's.
Or that's the one he won't get into anymore?
He won't get into this anymore. If you jump right in there, I'm going to be...
Hey.
It's been a while since he's been in a car. Maybe he was...
and right now I wouldn't ask for it because I know it's hot in there.
Right.
But
it's usually in the garage. But I thought the garage was too contained for him trying to get into it. I thought that spooked him. So if I want him in the car, I pull it out of the garage.
No, I would leave it in the garage.
And
I would leave it in the garage. You have a leash on her, or him. He's got nowhere else to go.
I know. But boy, I literally have to lift him up and put him in.
Because he's not being led. He doesn't know what to do.
I mean, he is terrified of the garage, or of the car. And he gets in and he shakes like a leaf. And that was not the way 6 months ago.
Yeah, and I would get him in the car, take him for a short ride, bring him back, and make sure it's fun.
Yeah, I think for all summer, the only time we went to the vet was, or the car was to go to the vet. Well, that's no fun.
No. And there was just someone else last month that was the same issue. The only time the dog went for a car ride was going to the vet. So I wouldn't want to go to the vet either if that was the only time.
Yeah.
So he'd have to have a different, perspective of getting in the car. Even if it's a high value, couple pieces of hot dog, take him around for a 5-minute ride. Okay, let's go. How's that ride? You like it? We'll do it again. Let's go. So yeah, any questions you have, text me, call me, videotape me, let me see.
Okay, yeah,
Let me know if you can send me those recordings of the Zoom.
Will do.
And if you show me how to do Zoom, okay, hey, I'll do them for free.
Well, golly, it can be FaceTime,
I just need to see what you're doing.
Oh, yeah.
And give you something.
I think it's a link, and you can just click right on the link and see it.
I just never did it.
I don't think you have to go to Zoom. I think you just click on the link that's in the email, and you'll see it.
Okay.